Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, Main Lube Lubricants, and your local Repco store. G'day, I'm Fletch, and this is Classic Restos. It's the classic car show that showcases vehicles from yesteryear. These are the lucky ones. These vehicles have survived. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Australia's most favourite classic car show, Classic Restos. G'day and welcome to another episode of Classic Restos. Of course not possible without the continued support of Shannon's Insurance, Main Lube Lubricants, and the latest addition to the family of sponsors is Repco, right around Australia and New Zealand. Shannon's Insurance, they offer you just so much. In fact, they leave other insurance companies in the dust, and that is on a sealed road. Have you seen the Shannon's website? Shannons show an interest in what we stand for. Give them a call on 134646 or check them out at shannons.com.au. And don't forget the Shannons Club, where you can sign up, become a member, and chat with fellow enthusiasts just like us. Main Lube Lubricants. How cool are these people? Simply send away a small oil sample for analysis and receive a report. You can contact them via mainlube.com.au. They want you to call them and have a chat and find out how they can help offer you a lubricant best suited to the wear of your engine, gearbox, automatic transmission and your diff. There's no better combination. Pick up the phone, they're nice people to deal with. Again, see more at mainlube.com.au. And it's a massive on-board welcome to my newest sponsor acquisition, Repco. What an Aussie icon. Check them out at www.repco.com.au, one of the most experienced places to purchase parts on the planet. It's a comprehensive website where every Repco advantage can be found. There are millions of dollars worth of stock, but if they haven't got it, they'll get it. And at your local Repco store, you will find experience behind the counter, and this is getting harder to find. Repco, what an auto store ought to be. You can see the major sponsors' links at classicrestos.com.au. And on today's show, I've travelled to a place called Albion Park, which is just south of Wollongong in New South Wales, Australia, for the annual Albion Park Ute Show. Utes in Australia are legendary motoring symbols. The name Ute is short for utility. They can be an extension of your lifestyle. They can be for pleasure or for just bloody hard work. In the United States of America, they are called or are often referred to as pickups. Some of our friends around the UK call them lorries or even just a truck. But here down under, they're a ute. Always have been, always will be. Back in 1933, a Gippsland farmer's wife wrote a letter to Ford and she said, "Can you build me a vehicle that we can go to church in on a Sunday without getting wet, and my husband can use it to take the pigs to market on Monday?" So the idea of combining a car and a truck together was put onto the drawing board in Geelong, Victoria. A young designer by the name of Lou Bant took the 1933 model coupe, left the stylish front half standard, built the back on a reinforced chassis so that it would take a load. It was approved by Ford and they went into production in 1934. So what did we end up with? Well, virtually every car manufacturer here in Australia had a go at building a ute. Nice thing about here today is that we can celebrate the lucky ones that have survived. Time now to go and take a closer look. Come on. I know you want to. We can talk cars together. And on today's menu, we have Mark and his award-winning T-Bucket ute, Tony with his 1975 Dodge. We found a character with Carolyn and her delightful HR Holden, Jeff with a HR, Robert's 34 Ford is a showstopper. You'll see Nick and the Super Rig and more on the classic car show that takes up lounge rooms in 4 countries, Classic Restos. All right, here we go. First cab off the rank, or first ute off the rank. Mark, welcome to today's show.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Fletch.
That's the way, mate. Nice vehicle.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. Bit of fun.
Tell us, where did it start? What's it based on? What year? What year?
My uncle built this years ago, 1926 Dodge.
It's not a heavy vehicle. You've got a hairdryer on top. You've got a 671 going. What's it like on the throttle?
Mate, too good. Too good.
Scary.
Scary, yeah, very scary. It's supposed to be about 550 horsepower. So
Now, this is a bit of a feature ute here in the past. It's held fairly high accolades for this event.
yeah, I won this show last year. Took all top street and street cruiser and all that. Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Oh, good on you. So how many years have you had it?
27 years this year. So,
It's part of you, mate. It's like a limb, isn't it?
yeah, it is, mate. It come from my uncle, and he's passed on now. So yeah, no,
I love that. It's preserving vehicles is one thing, but when they're family heirlooms, that's extra special, isn't it?
yeah. Well, I've got a lot of these cars here from the family, so mum and dad and uncles and nannies.
So when you were a little kid growing up, you know, you were surrounded by cars.
Oh, yeah, always, mate. Always surrounded by cars. Yeah.
It's an illness, isn't it?
It is, mate. It is. They're too good, but
And you know what the treatment is?
yeah.
Well, we just got to keep on turning up to these car shows.
Mate, that's it. Congratulations to Fletch about Repco, mate, the sponsorship.
Thank you very
Great
much.
to get that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I am so appreciative of that. Absolutely, that's wonderful, and thanks for that. It's nice words.
No worries, mate. Thanks very much.
Time for Tony. How are you, buddy?
Good, Fletch. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Nice Val Ute.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
The only one here today?
That I've seen so far. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why it's the only one.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Mate, it's a standard old girl. It's in beautiful condition.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it came up pretty good, actually. Yeah.
What's the deal? How long have you had it? What have you done to it?
I had about 15 years. This is the latest resto. Yeah, it took about 3 years, but slow job. But, yeah, as you can see, it came up pretty good.
I like what you've done, and that's keep it the way it was. I mean, you've got the nice jelly bean mags there. It's just so period correct.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's what I tried to do. So, yeah, no, it came up good.
Mate, how does the old girl drive?
Yeah, good. Handles real good, actually, considering. Yeah.
They're quite deceiving. I mean, even with my CM, I never thought before I got into Chryslers, I was never expecting a Valiant to handle all that well. I didn't build it for that reason. Yeah. But just with track days like Wakefield Park and Oran Park when it was open, the way it turned in and went round corners, I was really surprised.
Sometimes, yeah, it does, yeah, in the corners. Yeah, sometimes good, sometimes bad.
So, Tony, was it a basket case when you got it? Like, have you done much to it?
Yeah, I only paid a couple of $1,000 for it, and it's full of rust, as they all are, but yeah, a bit of work here and there over the years and cut it out bit by bit, and yeah, as you can see, it's come up pretty good.
A thing with utes too, I mean, back in their day, they were literally bashed to pieces.
Yeah, they were, yeah, around the back, but yeah, this one's pretty good. It was pretty rust-free, so made the job pretty easy. Yeah.
Good on you, Tony. Nice to catch up with you, mate.
No worries, Fletch. Thanks a lot. Keep up the good work. Love the show.
In Australia, the Valiant ran from 1960 to 1981, made by Chrysler. Virtually every Chrysler sedan and wagon was nameplated a Valiant in Australia. In the USA, Valiants were made by Plymouth. This Valiant ute was marketed as a Dodge, which helped to fit the workhorse category and, with a few less frills, sold at a lower price.
Okay, who we got here?
Hi, Fletch. I'm Carolyn.
G'day, Carolyn. How are you?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm great. You've come up to say hello. That's very lovely of you.
Yeah, because I haven't seen you for so long, and I see you on TV over in America and all over the place.
So you've had withdrawal symptoms. You've had to come and say g'day, haven't you?
Exactly.
Look at you all done in country there.
Yes, see.
Yeah, the Demi Ute Muster, Denali. Yeah, that's one place haven't been for classic restos.
Oh, you should go. Yeah. Oh, yes. You'd fit in well.
Thanks. Tell me, you've got a ute, obviously.
Of course, yes. Yeah, I've got a blue 8Z, and it's called the Traveller. Yeah. It's getting pretty well known, like its owner, but, you know.
HZ, eh? The good old HZ. They're a tough old girl, aren't they?
Just doesn't let me down. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, you don't want this, what you've got here, you don't want that getting out of control.
Well, they've been thinking of putting an engine and all sorts of things on it and flags and whatever, you know.
Gets me a bit worried there, Carolyn. If you have a tyre blowout, you might bolt off to the left.
I could bolt off anywhere.
You might go west. Carolyn, the HZ, this is a beautiful truck.
Ah, she's just my baby. It's my baby.
Can you share with us your age?
I'm 70. Yep.
You're bloody amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I mean, it's great to see blokes getting into the fraternity, but here we've got a live example. You've obviously been doing this for a lot of years.
3.
3 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did my first Denny in 2009 and a couple of little local shows before that.
Yeah, right. What can you tell us about the ute?
The ute, well, to start with, as you can see, it's blue. When I got it, it was pure white with a slide-on canopy. Yeah. That had to go. Inside was brown. That had to go.
Yeah, the baby poo out the door.
Yes, and so it's all black. It's all blue. The bars and everything I had with a WB prior to that. 253, now I've got a 308 engine in it, which is slightly...
She even knows the engine sizes, eh?
And I got the Cobra tyres on the Simmons rims, and she just purrs along and I have fun.
It's just an awesome looking ute. I mean, the size of the bull bar. I mean, honestly, if this came up behind you, I mean, you'd get out of the way.
Well, especially when all the lights are on it too. Yeah.
You're quite the larrikin. It's been great. It's been great catching up with you, Carolyn. You're marvellous. You're one of the most interesting people that I've interviewed in quite some time.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for that.
All right.
And it's just all these people that make it fun.
Yeah.
This is what I come out for, is to meet all my friends and have fun.
Yeah. Good on you, Carolyn. Thank you.
Thank you, Fletch.
The more refined HZ was released in 1977. They came with a 202 six-cylinder engine, 253 or 308 V8. This model was a continued facelift from the HQ and was the year of radial tuned suspension, or RTS. Some say that the HZ and WB models were the nicest driving Holdens ever made.
See how Shannon's Insurance can help you. Pick up the phone and give them a call on 134646 or visit Shannon's online at shannons.com.au. Well, a ute show is not a ute show without a classic Holden ute. Jeff, welcome to today's show, mate.
Thanks, Fletch.
66 HR, beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, what's the deal? All I know is it's not yours.
It's my boss's car. He asked me to bring down for the show for him.
Oh, very nice. What can you tell us about it?
It's a 202 triple Webbers, fully restored, up for sale currently. Wanting about 25 grand for it.
Bit of a plug there on Classic Restos. You know, the amazing thing, isn't it, about a HR ute years ago? You'd look at a HR ute, you'd look the other way. But you see one in the paddock today, and they're just so nice.
Yeah, you can't find many of them around. Not that they've got flaws in them anyhow.
Yeah, well, that's right, because a lot of the floors would have fallen out.
Yeah, this has got no rust in it.
Very good. Well, moving right along, we look at the attention to detail too around the engine bay. Everything's nice. I mean, it's just so well presented. Stainless steel bolts in the tops of the guards. The triple Webbers too. It's certainly got a bit of character, this particular car.
Yeah, it sure does. Nice to drive. Bit of a challenge.
Power-wise, Jeff, do you know the numbers?
170 at the rear wheels.
170 horsepower at the rear wheels.
Yeah, horsepower.
Yeah. Jeez, well, that's no slouch.
No, it's not bad.
Before we go, Jeff, what are your thoughts on today?
Not a bad turn out for a ute show.
You're a good bunch of people. Heidi does a wonderful job and her crew putting this together. She's only got a very small team that actually help her too.
Oh, does she? First time I've actually been here, so.
That's good, Jeff. Thanks for being on today's show, mate. Hey, blokes like this, hey, keep the ute scene alive. Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Fletch. Thanks to Classic Restos.
You're welcome.
The Holden HR Ute was released in 1966. There were two engine sizes available, a 161 and the mighty 186. The 186 offered a limited slip diff, power steering and a 4-speed manual transmission as options for the very first time. HR was also the first Holden to have front seat belts as standard equipment.
Moving through, we've got Robert now. Have a go at this. Welcome to the show, Robert.
Thank you, Fletch.
Mate, there's something about red and chrome. What is that?
They just complement one another.
It's a charisma all of its own.
It is indeed.
now-
Especially if it's a metallic with red pearl.
Absolutely. Well, now you're talking. Hey, it's the words, isn't it?
Exactly. Fits the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, it does. Now tell me about it, because obviously it's a very unique vehicle to you.
One of 345 built, made by Ford Geelong, and to the best of my knowledge, there's around 8 or 9 left.
They went into production in 1934.
1933 to be precise.
Oh.
Yes.
You know, Fletchy's always a little bit close, isn't he?
And they classed them as 34 models, but I have seen a 33 model, so...
I think it's extraordinary with the designer by the name of Lou Bant back in those times to design a truck where he kept the front half the same as the car, made a reinforced rear to carry a load, the first official ute. It's iconic.
Yes, exactly right, Fletch. The letter came from a farmer's wife. They were getting wet with the coop, little roadster ute. They asked for something they could go to church on Sundays and then put the pig in the back on the Monday.
That's right. Earlier in today's show, that's exactly what I said. It's wonderful history, that, and Classic Restos airing in around the globe in New Zealand and parts of the United Kingdom and the United States. You might find that quite interesting because it's trivia, but it's our motoring heritage here, isn't it?
Exactly, Fletch. Australians are very ute orientated, and the 34 coupe ute was the first one.
Absolutely. Now, what was it like when you got it?
It was just an original motor vehicle to start with. Yes, came from Emu Plains in New South Wales, and it's been a 4-year build and lots of dollars put into it. Engineering certificate, which states that it's a modified production vehicle.
Well, it's just awesome. I mean, a 1934 style. Have a go at the interior. We've got the leather going on there, the nice tan, the running boards up the side. I mean, it is sleek. This is just a beautiful thing, mate. Thanks for being on today's show.
Thank you. All the best, Fletch.
Got one of the happiest blokes on the planet. We've got Nick. Now, Nick drives the Shannon Super Rig. How are you, Nick?
I'm well.
Mate, tell us about the Super Rig. Tell us what it stands for and what it's like to drive around.
Super Rig is an amazing thing. Super Rig is bringing Shannons out to regional Australia. Over the past few years, we've probably done 200 to 300 shows right across Australia, including Alice, Perth, Darwin, and it's just a giant mecca for people. People just loves it.
It's an entertainment centre.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everything in it's free. It's got interactive tallies. It's got Sony PlayStations. I have the Go-Go with me, which is just a hoot in itself. And it's just a giant crowd drawer.
Nick, what's it like for you to get the opportunity just to, what seems as though you're just on one big constant holiday?
I am. The Super Rig for me represents I am living the dream. I was a 16-year-old kid in the western suburbs of Melbourne. Got kicked out of school, wanted to travel around Australia in a truck. I'm now doing it. I'm loving it. I'm driving the truck. I travel Australia. I meet wonderful people. I've learnt that good people attract good people, and I hate being away from it. You won't find me away from the truck at all. If it has to be parked somewhere, if it has to be repaired, I'll be close by.
So you live in it, you sleep in it.
I'm in the truck 51 weeks of the year. The front part of the truck is my apartment, and everything I need is on board.
That's great. I mean, you know, you and I, we go back quite a few years now, and it's just really good to catch up with the guy and just find out what it's like behind the scenes. What's the worst part of the job? If you've got any stress in the job, Nick, what would it be?
No, I really don't. I don't.
What do you say about
There's
that?
nothing. Nothing stressful about the job at all.
Maybe a few drivers on the road that don't consider trucks, possibly?
Well, that doesn't even worry me because I'm never on a schedule. I'm never in a hurry to go anywhere, so I just sit back and do what I do and take my time, and when I get there, I'll get there.
You're a good guy, mate. You're fantastic with your PR, the way you look after people. Every time I see this guy, it's come in, Fletch, give you a cup of coffee. You know, he's got a heart of gold. You're a good bloke.
Thank you very much.
For DVD boxed sets of Classic Restos T-shirts, and finding out information on travelling the sensational Mother Road of Route 66, go to classicrestos.com.au. How awesome is this? A jet dragster. You know, this produces 52 pounds of thrust. Every pound of thrust is equivalent to around 2.5 horsepower, a ratio of 2 to 1. Imagine going to this bloke's place for a barbecue. Everything would be burnt. You'd order one of those sausages on a stick and just the sausage would turn up. All right, with me now we have Heidi. Today, we blame you, the head organiser for such an event. How are you, Heidi?
I'm fine, thank you, Fletch.
You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Your biggest year?
Biggest year so far, 140 utes on ground this year, so beat our record by 6 utes this year.
That's amazing. You know, first time here for Classic Restos as well. I've wanted to do a ute show for so long, and it's been timing. There's been ute shows on, haven't been able to attend them. So Glad to have had the time to do so.
Fantastic to have you here. It's great to have someone who wants to show a bit of interest in our ute show and get a bit more publicity out there to show people what we're about and say we're not just this hick show that has like country utes. We get some of the top classic and street utes in Australia coming to it. Yeah.
Classic Restos depicting exactly that. We've had some beautiful, seen some beautiful classic vehicles here today, and there's such a wide genre of vehicles as well. If you want your late model stuff, you've got that.
Exactly. Yeah. No. We sort of. That's probably one of the things we pride ourselves in. We've just got such a great variety of utes coming down here, and we've actually this year had so many utes come that have never been here before, and we're just a lot of the judges have been blown away by the calibre this year.
Before you go, you must have a website.
Yes, we do. It's at albionparkuteshow.webs.com.
Okay, now 2014 dates.
It's the second weekend in January, always on the Sunday. It's usually around about between the 13th and 16th of January, but always the second weekend in January.
Okay, put it in your diaries. Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you.
Now, from the All Holden Day at Clarendon, here's a little bit of Feral Kev's ute and Lloyd Williams, and a little bit of Ben's ute from Summonats 2012.
Moving through, check this out. Got nothing to do with the resto, because it's probably beyond. You couldn't restore it. How about this? HJH bloody ever X or Z or whatever it is, WB Bitzer. And the bloke that drives it, he's a clean bloke, he's a tidy bloke. Have a go at the interior shot. And I think it's a bargain. It's for sale. He only wants $6,000 for it. It's got $9,000 worth of lights on it. Moving through, got Lloyd here. How are you, Lloyd? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good, Fletch. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. First time for Classic Restos, got to talk about this. 1956 FJ Ute. Mate, it's far from the 3 on the tree and the 138 grey engine. You've gone all out with this car. This is fully custom to the max, this ute, but done tastefully well. Late model technology up front.
5-speed box. No, I just wanted somebody to keep the original lines of the car, but have something that when you needed to turn the key, you knew it was going to go. So it's VS Series 2 running gear pretty much right through. Disc brakes front and rear with a Ford 9-inch. That's about the only competitive edge to it.
Lloyd, you've dramatically transformed the car. Now, without sounding a ridiculous question, how does it drive?
It drives well. I mean, that's what I wanted. I want something you could just get in and go and there'd be no problem. But in a combination with that, you've got the creature comforts, electric seats and power steering, power windows, air conditioning for the hot days. But no, it drives well. It's certainly a car that likes the freeways. So, when you've got to go for a run down to the Nationals in Canberra or state titles up the coast, it's fantastic. Enjoy it.
Good on you, Lloyd. And, mate, just before you go, I've got to ask you, when are you going to go and get your next load of gravel?
Well, the thing is, I sort of hung myself on that one, Fletch, a number of years ago now, and it was published in Street Machine. I've sworn this to my son, and I did that when he was 4, and it's all his when he's 21. So, mate, I've only got about 9 years to go. So I'll just have to see what happens.
Good on you, Lloyd. You're a good fella.
Thanks a lot, Fletch. Catch you, mate.
Okay, time for Ben on Classic Restos. Mate, you've been on the show before.
Yes, I have, yes. At All Holden Day, actually, up in Richmond. Yeah, back in August, I think.
Mate, you get around. But look, he's here at Summonats in Canberra. I love the HR Ute. This would have to go down as one of the nicest HR Utes I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, so I keep telling myself every day I look in the shed, I go, this is the best HR I've ever seen.
Look how crisp it is. Gorgeous paint, gorgeous chrome. Beautiful interior. This is a really nice ute. How was it once upon a time when you got it?
It was pretty much full of farm ute, basically, knocked around, full of rust. The back beaver panels and everything's been replaced inside and out with a lot of help from my father and myself, like father and son. So, we had a lot of catching up to do because there was certain times where we weren't together as much, and it's kind of brought us back together again. So it worked out good, and now we're got other projects.
That's great. Okay, now give us a rundown, Ben, on engine and driveline, mate. Where'd you start there?
Yeah, well, the engine, that's a 202 black motor. It's just got a little 4-speed Toyota RTM 81 gearbox with a 278 limited slip rear end, just a factory. Yeah, pretty much so, and a nice set of shiny show wheels from the States. And
did you say 278 rear gear?
Yeah, 278, yeah. Limits.
Geez, it'd be revving low on the freeway.
Oh, yeah, she's good, mate. She's a cruiser. That's what I built her for cruising. Just got to watch those cops. Yeah. Because
I guess, too, being such a tall ratio, it'd have some legs. I mean, 278 rear. I mean, mate, that'd be 100 mile an hour in third gear with its eyes closed.
Oh, with ease, no dramas. I don't actually know. Haven't found out yet.
Probably the best answer there too, Ben.
Yeah, I still like enjoying driving it because I like to hold a licence.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed just some of the annual Albion Park Ute Show on today's episode of Classic Restos. The website of Classic Restos is where all of the major sponsors' logos can be found. Click on those to be directed to their websites. There's information about travelling Route 66, DVD boxed sets, and now Classic Restos t-shirts. Go to classicrestos.com.au to find everything that you need. Now, as I say at the end of every show, no matter where you're watching Classic Restos from, via over 40 television networks in 4 countries, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching.
Don't forget to like Classic Restos on Facebook. Facebook.com/Classic Restos TV. And episodes can be seen at shannons.com.au. Well, there goes another Classic Restos. Thanks for riding along with me. For DVD sets and to contact the major sponsors, go to classicrestos.com.au. Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, Main Lube Lubricants, and your local Repco store.